Welcome guys back to another video. Today we're going to be opening some Black Bolt and White Flare. Decided I'd try something a little bit different today, but we're also just going to be talking about the set in general now. For context, I went to a card show, picked up some other boxes to open, and pulled these two SARs. So had a good time opening some other stuff. Also picked up some slabs, of course, just ones that I liked and I was missing for my PC. But today we're gonna be opening some Black Bolt and White Flare. This is actually like my first time opening an ETB from these sets. I haven't been able to get them. I got the PC ETBs, but not gonna open those. Anyway, let's start with White Flare. Alright, so looking at the set list of White Flare, I do think it's a pretty good set. Let's move on to, better stuff. Let's see. Obviously, the set is just absolutely insane with the amount of illustration rares it has. Like, and I am a firm believer, I actually skipped a page. I'm a firm believer that every single Pokemon has a fan. And so, just by the law of averages, if a lot of these cards end up being, worth even just a bit, it all adds up in the end, and it makes the total set value and people wanting to rip it. There's a market for it, right? If the SARs as well, if the Reshiram and Zekrom keep their value, I think the set could do really well. Would I buy it at the current prices? I don't know. Especially if you're holding on to invest. Maybe wait for this to get more reprints, because with specialty sets, obviously they print a lot more ETBs that way, right? And guys, I already know you're here for the packs, so let's just get into the packs. I'm not gonna bore you with what else comes in the ETB, and I just want to open some packs, baby. Good card. What have you guys been opening recently? Have you not been opening anything? Ooh, let's go. Hollow Energy. I totally understand, just because things are super expensive right now. But I haven't opened a lot of stuff in general. Pokeball. Ooh, and a Purloin. Not bad. But yeah, I was kind of like saving up what I wanted to buy. And I spent it on recently. Because had a birthday come up recently. That was cool. Two Tornadus cards. Very, very interesting, huh? Personally, my favorite set to open is probably Paldean Fates, I want to say. I think I said that in my best set video of like every era. I was like, yeah, I think Paldean Fates is probably my favorite, Scarlet and Violet set. I don't know if you guys feel the same. Woobat. Druddigon. I always had a fondness for Druddigon. I feel like I use him in the games a lot. Terrakion Hollow. I love that they brought back these hollow patterns. Now, the one thing about White Flare and Black Bolt is that it can sometimes feel like duds because there's so many illustration rares. There's a lot of Pokemon that I'm not really too fond of, So, like, for example, Purloin, I like Purloin, don't get me wrong, but I'm not like oh man, I want this illustration rare for sure. It's not like every illustration rare is a banger. And I'm still kind of waiting for a set like that. I think that would be an insane set. Whimsicott EX, let's go, baby. I love Whimsicott. Is Whimsicott good in the TCG? Because it is insane in the VGC. I'll just say that. Next pack, baby. Let's go. See if we got anything good. What do you guys, which set do you like better? Black Bolt or White Flare? Jellicent EX, let's go. Hey, got the SIR right there, baby. Pull that from Japanese though. I think people have like I think people have very mixed opinions on the Black Volt and White Flare set. Just because Gen 5 is not the most popular Mon. I mean, we looked at the most popular, we looked at the most popular and best-selling games in a different video, and we found that Gen 5 was towards the weaker end. I don't think Pokeballs aren't guaranteed in the English version, huh? I think they're guaranteed in the Japanese version. Every pack you get a Pokeball. And I have seen the Seismitoad inflation. I think the Seismitoad's in Black Bolt? Question mark? If I'm not mistaken. And look, I'm a Shinji Kanda collector, so I'm gonna buy the Seismitoad at some point. I've just or we could pull it even, that would be sick. But I hate that it's being pumped right now. Like, it's honestly not even one of his better works, if I'm being honest. As a Shinji fan, I think he's done better. Harlequin, Schwat, Samurott. But yeah, I think the size of Toad is getting inflated, and honestly, I would not be buying any singles from these sets right now. It just never makes sense. And especially with like the pricings being what they are right now, it's not worth it. As y'all know, prismatic singles went absolutely nuts and then just crashed, right? Obviously, you don't want to be caught holding the bag for a super hyped up card. Now, could it defy all expectations and just skyrocket forever? Perhaps, but I don't know. I'm just not really betting on that happening. And if you are, I guess take the bold risk, but just know that if you're betting on singles like that have pumped a ton really quickly, you're betting on insane odds. You're probably a degenerate gambler, which is what we kind of all are, Think about it, Pokemon fans who like ripping packs, they are just gamblers, What is up with these code cards being so miscut? Am I crazy? These code cards are tough. At least the actual cards are fine, but I just find it funny that these cards are like... I heard they're gonna remove some energy and code cards. I don't think that's really gonna matter. Pokeball Trubbish. Duwatch. Ooh. And a full art Bouffalont. Not my favorite full art. I would have liked to have gotten the Reshiram, but I like how they're textured now. And I think the new Megas are also like that, if I'm not mistaken. Really, really good stuff. Something that's also crazy to think about that's happening a lot, recently, and I think is really contributing to the insane sales that Pokemon is having in general, and with, more recently Pokemon Black and White, and these absurd prices, is just the fact that Rip and Trippers are inherently making things more expensive because they don't care what price they buy at. All that matters is that they get the product, right? Oh, 2 cards at once, but you missed a Scraggy, Roggenrola, Gothita. I like the art styles for the just the normal arts, Scrafty and Scraggy. Tepig, very cute. And a Reshiram EX. Not bad, honestly. The hits have been pretty decent. I would like to get one more illustration rare, if possible. We've gotten 3 EXs and a full art. I feel like that's pretty good hit rate and an illustration rare already. Not bad at all. I do like how modern packs have so many kind of smaller hits in them. Because back in the day, man, if you open Sword and Shield, you know the pain. Never open Sword and Shield, guys. That is actually like Evo Skies. And if you think Prismatic is bad, at least you have Master Balls and Pokeballs in Prismatic. Evo Skies is like... I've wasted so much money opening Evolving Skies. And not sealed product, obviously. I only buy them in like pack format card shows. Oops. But I don't know. Something about, opening Evolving Skies just feels right. What if you pull that Moonbreon? That's the, oh my god, I keep doing the 2 cards. But, I think there's just something primal about putting it all on red. And I feel like everyone has a little bit in that. Oh, let's go. Another illustration rare, Watchog. And that's why Pokemon is so successful as a card game. Let's be completely honest, right? Humans just love gambling, clearly. It exists in so many different types of, you know, franchises and stuff. I think as long as you're not putting money that you don't actually have into this kind of hobby, you know, and you make smart purchases, then you'll be fine. Just don't buy insanely modern stuff and it's super inflated prices, like pre-release prices, and then get really scared when everything goes to shit. You know, because if you sell, you leave the hobby at that point, well, you've locked in your losses and you're never probably going to make that money back, right? Unfortunately. Overall, not bad ETB. We got, what, 3 EXs, a full art, and 2 illustration rares. Honestly, not bad at all. I enjoyed that. Great opening. I hope the Black Bolt ETB is just as generous. That's why I love opening, you know, sets with this many IRs and whatnot. And voila, we have our Black Bolt ETB. I gotta say, they did an amazing job with the design on these. I love, like, I don't know what this pattern is called. Contour lines, maybe? I think they look very, very cool. Great design on the front as well. And let's check the IRs in this one. Let's see. What can we pull? We could pull a Lilligant, the Superior line. That's very cool. Or no, oh, this one has the Seismitoads. Yeah, okay, Black Bolt, yeah, I was right. Black Bolt does have the Seismitoad. Hey, you can pull it, hopefully add it to my Shinji collection. I really want the Solosis. I think it's done by the same guy who did Bubble Mew. Sandile has a pretty unique one. I pulled Throw in Japanese, so that's the only one I don't really want to double up on, but I'm not assuming I will. In terms of SIRs, of course, I would love to get the Zekrom. I think that one is amazing. And obviously, any of the black cards, the monochrome rares would be absolutely insane. I haven't even seen those in person. I didn't see any at the card show, so I'm assuming they're extremely hard to pull. But hey, I think we're gonna find out the hard way. Black Bolt, let's go, baby. I think this one is probably the one I like more, but White Flare also, you know, obviously almost basically equally as good, if we're being completely honest. At this point, it's pretty obvious that both of them are, you know, great sets in their own right. Basically just two halves that come together. Duosion, like Duosion. Into Kyurem EX. Not bad, not bad. Sorry, I get very, like, tense when I'm opening packs. I'm so focused on what I might get. I'm like, oh man. But that's why we love opening packs, right? It's for the thrill. It's for the thrill. I think that's why Labubus have taken off recently. If you guys look at the Labubu market, CSGO market obviously is absolutely insane. I talked about that in a recent video in terms of China, which if you're interested in, if you check that out. But damn, I can already tell this energy is miscut on the back, or not miscut, but like crazy centering on that energy. Snivy, very cute art. Una, Rufflet, Timple, Electros, nice. Krokorok, Simipour. Oh, okay. In a full art, Genesect. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I really like the full arts. They leveled up. They keep leveling up, man. The Pokemon Company just can't stop. Wow. That is very nice. I'm not even gonna lie. I love that. You know what? I'm gonna put him up there. You belong with the greats, my boy. I know some of the gold cards in like the Journey and Destin set are actually worth something because they have the trainers behind them and people really like the texture in the gold. I think the Mega leaks with the new gold rarity looks really, really good. I'm glad they're kind of iterating on that and not just making it a standard pose, you know. Like, it looks like he's just 3D modeled in there. Like, he's actually doing something in gold, right? I think that's what we all want. That's the coolest thing for sure. Alright. Hollow Energy, Pidove, Whirlpede, Girder, Fungus. Fungus. Funny name, honestly. Bisharp, Maractus, and Tornadus. Or sorry, Landorus. Oh, I said Tornadus. Landorus is a menace. If you guys have played the video game, man, Landorus, Therian form, or just incarnate form, absolutely insane. Definitely, guys, if you haven't played the video games in a competitive way, I would definitely give it a shot, or try like a Nuzlocke or something. It is very fun. You engage with Pokemon on a different level then. Pidove. But I want to try the TCG as well. I think that would be really fun. Darmanitan. Minccino. Oh, wow, wait, that is beautiful. Escavalier. And behind, a Haxorus. Very, very nice. Love the art, man. This is what I mean. Hit in every pack, guys. We are on a hot streak right now. What's going on? Bam, bam, bam. Let's go. This is the kind of opening experience you want to feel from a modern set. Dude, people are going to love ripping this. This is going to be like the Crown Zenith of Scarlet and Violet. Look, honestly, I don't think it's going to reach that high, but I do really like Black Bolt and White Flare's potential. I don't think it is as good as Crown Zenith in terms of the big chases in my head, but at the same time, the new black and white rarities are very unique. I could definitely see people really wanting that. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? I'm curious what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you buying any Black Bolt or White Flare? Personally, I would just be buying PC ETBs because they just dropped. They're cheap. Maybe they'll release another wave of them and you pick it up then, but I definitely would, just in general, get some PC ETBs if you can. In terms of singles, as always, I would just wait if you want some of the singles. Although there are some pretty cheap ones that it's probably not going to hurt if you pick it up now. I think that's a Master Ball, not bad, Tranquil, and another Landorus. Okay, cool Master Ball, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care about Tranquil. Guys, let me know down in the comments, is Tranquil the worst middle stage, like, evolution of birds, of regional birds? Like, if I think about the Fletchling line, I think about the Pidgey line, I think the Pidove line is the weakest. I like Starly, I like Staraptor and Staravia. I don't know. I think it might just be Black and White has like the worst regional bird in my head. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have other good Pokemon. Genesect, obviously really fun. I've always liked Escavalier. But I think my favorite Pokemon from Black and White. That's a good question. I'd have to think about that. I might have to say like Oshawott or something. I really like Oshawott as a starter. I would love to pull that illustration rare, honestly. Snivy. I think all the starters in Black and White are really fun. Obviously the legendaries. Maybe Hydreigon? I don't know. Genesect is very cool. If you watch the Genesect versus Mewtwo movie, he's pretty sick in that. Carracosta. But, yeah, honestly, Gen 5 doesn't have a ton of Pokemon that I really love. Oh, Bisharp is pretty cool. I like Bisharp. Kingambit is a very fun evolution. I almost wish they included a Kingambit card in Black Bolt and White Flare, but I get why they didn't. I like Whimsicott. Whimsicott is one of my favorites. I use that on VGC teams all the time. Very, very good mod. But yeah, Yeah, I might have to say Zekrom. I don't know. That's the box legendary. I played Pokemon White, which if you don't know, back in the day, I'm pretty sure Pokemon White meant you get Zekrom, and Pokemon Black meant you get Reshiram, Darumaka, and Thundurus. Kind of some dud packs, but we've been getting pretty lucky, so I won't really fault them. And I really want to collect the monochrome rares, the black-white rares, but I'm kind of curious what floor price they're going to reach. Do you guys think they'll go down to like 200, 150 maybe? Or do you think they're going to be really expensive just forever? I have no idea. I don't have no idea in terms of the pull rate, because a lot of SIRs, they have pretty decent pull rate, I think, compared to gold cards, if I'm not wrong. And I think black and white rares are basically just like gold cards in that sense. In Molga, Pokeball, and Klinklang. Or Clink, yeah, Klinklang. This is the fully evolved one, I think. Or no, evolved from Clang. God, I don't remember this. I'm gonna be honest. Alright, I think this is the last pack of Black Bolt. Overall, Black Bolt has been a little harsher to us, not gonna lie. But another illustration rare, and I think my tune could be changed pretty easily here. So let's see what you got to give us. There's a code card. But yeah, overall, I think Black Bolt and White Flare, really, really good set. Maybe not the most popular Pokemon, maybe not the one I'm like running to invest to immediately. Obviously, if we're looking at the best plays right now, I think Crown Zenith 151, if you can get evolving ETBs, those are all going to be really amazing plays. This set is good, but it has time to go lower, and there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Another illustration, Alomomola. You know, ask and you shall receive. Very, very great art. Also, why isn't Alomomola the evolution to Luvdisc? Has anyone ever solved that mystery? Why did they just make this guy and then not make it related to Luvdisc? They look so similar. It's the same heart and everything. Tell me I'm lying. But yeah. Overall, nice hit to round out the ETB. Obviously, I didn't make my money back. Like, that's not what you expect when you're opening packs. It's just for fun. It's for the thrill. Overall, what do you guys think about Black Bolt and White Flare? Are you going to buy into it now? Or are you kind of going to wait for the prices to come down even more? But other than that, I hope you guys had a good weekend. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.